Hi there, Detroit Prep artists. Miss Jillian here. Today our art project that we're going to be working on is entitled Coloring a Rainbow, and you should have read the book Planting a Rainbow, which is attached to your lesson resources. If you haven't done that, you should stop watching right now and go back and read Planting a Rainbow, because what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be drawing our very own flower rainbow. We're going to need a piece of paper, a pencil, an eraser, and a dark coloring material to trace our pencil lines with, and tools to color in all the parts of our picture. I'm ready to go for my planting a rainbow, drawing a rainbow project today. I have my white piece of paper. I have a piece of scrap paper, but I don't mind if I get marker on underneath to protect my desktop. I have my paper oriented in landscape or horizontal, so that means the two short edges are on either side. The first thing I'm going to do is, starting out with my pencil, is I'm going to draw a horizon line. And because this is going to be the ground, so up here is where the flowers are going to be, and down here is going to be the ground, and you'll be able to see the roots underneath the ground. So because this is the ground, the line doesn't have to be perfectly straight, right? There are 6 colors in the rainbow, so we need to make sure that we have 6 flowers. They do not need to be realistic. They can be made up flowers. So I'm going to start off with one right over here. And I'm just drawing the tops of the flowers right now. And I'm going to draw some up towards the top of the paper, some towards the horizon line. And I like to turn my paper as I work so that it's easier for me to draw certain things. So if you're finding that you're having a hard time drawing something, you can always turn your paper so that it's easier for you to reach. This guy looks a little wonky, so I'm just gonna erase really quickly. Move this guy over. There we go. So I have 1, 2, I need 4 more. I'm gonna draw a tulip next, I think. So red, orange, yellow. Which flower I'm gonna draw for my green? I kind of like drawing these stylized circle flowers. They kind of remind me of folk art. It's just kind of made up. Okay, I'm gonna draw another flower up here. This one might look like it's going off of my paper, but that's all right because I have this guy underneath, so it will help me continue my line. Without losing track of where I am. I'm gonna draw one more. So I have 1 for red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then we'll do this little kind of cool star flower for violet. All right. I drew my horizon line, and now I have my 6 flowers, 1 for each color of the rainbow. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the stems for each of these flowers, and I'm going to draw those as a shape So instead of just drawing my stem as a line like this, I'm gonna add an echo line. So I'm repeating that same line I just drew on the other side so it matches to create a stem. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. This guy is more straight, up and down. I'm gonna make this one go this way a little bit so that it's opposite of that. All right. Okay, and I'm just gonna add some leaves. To each of my flowers. Leaves are different shapes. All right. Okay, so the next step is we just did the part that is above the ground. We need to do the part that is beneath the ground. So we need to add either roots or bulbs with roots coming out of the bottom because plants have roots to grow. Now I happen to know that tulips grow from bulbs, so I'm just extending my tulip lines down a little bit, and you guys can do your flowers in different orders. So it has a little bit of a bulb underneath the ground, and then it has roots coming out of the bottom, and I'm drawing my roots as wavy lines. Okay. Continue my root drawing. I'm just doing organic lines, connecting. We're going to be tracing these, so we don't need to worry about doing a ton of roots because the marker will make them look a little bit thicker. Some more roots going on over here. We're gonna draw a bulb that's open and has roots coming down out of the bottom here. There. That looks a little better, a little more seamless. I'll just erase that after I trace. Okay. All right. So now I have my flowers and I have my root system. And the next step is to start using our curiosity and creativity to think about what are some other things that we could add to our picture, our drawing that would make sense. This kind of looks like we're bugs looking at, we're on the ground, we're teeny tiny and we're looking at flowers. I'm gonna add a pollinator since we're learning about pollinators. So I'm gonna add kind of a little cartoon bee. Little wings at the top. Maybe he's happy. We gotta remember his stinger. I'm gonna draw some flying lines to show motion. I'm gonna add some grass, zigzaggy lines. I'm gonna add more over here. We don't need. I wanna make sure though that I don't draw over my flowers because we want the grass to look like it's behind the flowers, right? Maybe there are some rocks under the ground. Or maybe there's an earthworm. He looks like he's coming up from deeper underground, and he might go that way. All right, so you can add more detail if you want. You can use your curiosity and creativity to come up with original things to add to your paper. Our next step is going to be to trace all of our pencil lines with a dark color coloring tool. I'm going to use my black Sharpie. You may use a black Sharpie if you have one available. You may use a regular black marker. You can use a black crayon, black colored pencil. Right, so we're going to go ahead and trace all of our pencil lines. So just to recap, our first step was to draw our horizon line. Our second step was to draw our 6 different flower tops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, one for each color of the rainbow. The next step was to do the stems and the leaves. Then we did our root systems with the bulbs on some of the plants and roots on the other. Then we used our curiosity and creativity to add other visually interesting details. And right now we are tracing our pencil lines with Sharpie. I just finished tracing my pencil lines with my dark marker. The next thing that I want to do is I want to erase any pencil lines that you can still see, and there are a couple of places that it looks like I'm going to touch up before I move on to my last step, which will be to color everything in. And if we go back to my example, you can see that I colored my flowers in color spectrum or rainbow order. So my first flower is red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then violet. I also used crayon to color in my sky and my ground. I used markers for my flowers. I colored in the roots brown, different kinds of brown. See a little bit of an area I want to fix really quickly. And after you color everything in, then you're done. So just a reminder that you're coloring your flowers in rainbow order, and then you need to color everything else in with colors that make sense. You may use markers, you may use colored pencils, you may use crayons. If you have watercolor and you want to give watercolor a try, you can go ahead and do that. As long as everything is colored in rainbow order, that means you're done. Great job, guys. I'm excited to see what these look like when they're done. And you can submit them to Google Classroom so that I can check them out. All right, see you next time.